Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
I haven't seen a third trial of anybody historically on Guam.
2 mistrials and still no conviction. Allan Agababa could face a third set of jurors.
What could happen next? Could this be tried a third time?
Well, it depends on how she rules on the motion for judgment of acquittal.
Judge Maria Senzon wouldn't act on any of the oral motions during Thursday's hearing, but instead asked parties to submit their motions in writing. Agababa, who was charged with the aggravated murder of his mother to collect hundreds of thousands of dollars in her death benefits, has already spent 4 years in jail. Should he be tried again, defense attorney Curtis Vanderbilt speculates he'd be at a great disadvantage.
If there is a second retrial, he is so financially exhausted he can't afford to pay for it. Allan has had the benefit of family who have supported him with financing for private counsel through the first and the second trial, but they are financially exhausted, and he's going to end up with a public defender who's going to give less zealous representation. I think that's very much a concern.
In the event the court denies defense's motion for acquittal, Vanderbilt says he still has a case against the government, who he alleges mishandled or destroyed evidence. Specifically, he says fentanyl patches found on Shelley Bernstein's body were never recovered or photographed. Though they're discussed at length during the 3-week trial, no such evidence was presented in court. Fentanyl, as we've reported, is a prescription painkiller more potent than morphine. At least 3 fentanyl patches were found on Bernstein's arm the night she was found dead in her Tamuning home. Other patches were reportedly on her bedding as well.
We have this dispute about there are 2 different ways in which they claim that the homicide occurred. One is that they claim that it occurred as a result of infliction of physical force to the right portion of the forehead of Shelley, and the other is that this novel theory that came up in the retrial, which was that the multiple patches that she had on her body were as a result of them being placed there by Allan. There's just not even a remote amount of evidence to support that.
Prosecutor Jeremiah Luther, meanwhile, is anticipated to file a motion to amend the indictment against Agababa.
Your Honor, the people are going to make an oral motion to amend the indictment. This may actually moot one of the complaints that Mr. Vanderbilt has raised. We're making an oral motion to amend from aggravated murder to the lesser included offense of murder as a first-degree felony.
It would be a motion to amend down.
Amend down? Is it because we're seeing difficulty in convicting him for the aggravated murder?
It's more of a procedural move.
The court will schedule a follow-up hearing after parties have filed their motions. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.